So, welcome to Chavista Chronicles from Caracas. We are today with Bob Brown from the All African People's Revolutionary Party, GC. And he's in Caracas. He has been in Caracas for several days. He came for the Afro-descendent International Congress that was held a few days ago here in Caracas. And we want to chat with him. Someone called me from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and told me that I had to interview like a Black Panther, and I said, okay, let's do it. But I didn't know that it was his tribe that I knew from years already because of the time I spent in Chicago. So it's nice that when I see them, I realize that it was Bob Brown, and I just want to have a nice chat with him to talk a little bit about what you have been doing lately, your impressions on the Congress, and maybe your impressions about Venezuela, and then we can talk about something else. So tell us a little bit about that.
I'm very happy that the United Socialist Party of Venezuela invited, first of all, convened the Congress, International African-Diaspora Congress, and invited our organization and me to participate. It's a long history and a long dream. And when this Congress, first of all, it is a forward motion, a new step in perhaps a 120-year movement, the Pan-African movement, which started in the modern expression started in 1898 with the creation of several small groups called the African Association. And it is that association
in different countries, you mean, right?
In Trinidad. A few cities in Trinidad, organized essentially by a man named Henry Sylvester Williams. And he convened the first Pan-African Conference in 1900. And Dr. W. D. Du Bois, young scholar, attended that conference in London, wrote one of the major documents for the Congress, and started his own contributions towards the Pan-African movement. So the series of Pan-African meetings in London is 120 years old.
So do you think that this Congress here in Caracas represent like a strengthening of that movement, or you see it like something different?
I see it as strengthening and something different.
Okay.
Because in that 120-year period, the movement has gone so many different directions and ways, so many factions, and good stuff and bad stuff.
Yes, I know.
So this conference to me represents a qualitative leap over the other conferences for a number of reasons.
Tell me some of them.
Number one, it was, from what I saw, overwhelmingly younger.
Okay, you saw a lot of young
30s, 40s.
That's nice.
You know.
Especially in the US, at least coming from the US, you are used to see like older people in the movement, right?
Yeah, at certain stages.
Not everywhere.
Not everywhere.
Okay.
When I joined the movement 56 years ago, I was the youngest.
Of course.
Now I'm one of the oldest.
Yes.
56 years later. So you'll see the ups and downs.
Okay.
We knew.
But you got impressed by the age of the people that came to this Congress, right?
Yes, because of the concentration. Now many of them we knew. Because of our work. Some of them were even out. One of them was my niece.
Okay.
Our party, different individuals representing different chapters and factions of our party, came from at least 6 countries. I mean, many of them, maybe as much as 10 to 20%, are youth that's at some point or another their lives touched ours touched theirs. Other ones we didn't know the individuals, but we knew their parents.
And what is the other thing that you like from the Congress?
conversation was more about leftism, more about socialism, more internationalism than
the racial.
There have been at least 6 Pan-African conferences held since 1974, and we have refused to go to all of them because reactionary governments cannot convene, in our view, a Pan-African conference. We refuse to be used by pro-capitalist, pro-imperialist forces who are simply using the conferences for...
So do you see like something positive out of this one, or like something that, I mean, is it positive or not is the question?
It's positive. It's extremely positive. It has extreme potential. The question becomes, how does it achieve that potential? It will be extremely positive if it does more than talk. Many of these conferences, people gather, they talk,
they network, and that's okay, but they end up in nothing.
They write a piece of paper, document might be good, a document might be bad.
That happen a lot.
But essentially they have no capacity, and many have no will to implement.
Yes.
And that's consistent throughout the whole 120-year period. But there are certain conferences at certain stages in the objective process where things really happen. Mass movements are built.
So do you have good expectations about this one or not?
Let's move it beyond the word expectation. I hope that the people who organize it. Expectation is too iffy.
I know.
The question is, who are the key organizers? What are they planning? What will they actually do?
Actually, I believe that President Maduro, when he was closing the event, he announced, he made like important announcements about like having an office for, am I correct? I'm just using my memory.
I wasn't there at that event.
Okay.
But I did hear, people told me that the president's office and
he offers to organize, like to set up like an organization, and
that has certainly been one of the dreams for years, for decades.
It's gonna be hard anyway because of the economic situation that we are facing right now. But I mean, when I hear Maduro in that speech, and I feel him. You know what I mean? I mean, I had the impression that the guy was committed to what he was saying.
My understanding is the government is committed.
I hope that they do something like that.
The sectors are committed.
Yes.
But my 56-year experience
tells you that it's going to be hard.
More than an office.
Yes.
Bureaucracies exist, offices. The counter-revolution has an office.
Everywhere.
It has to be a program. A revolutionary program adequate for this period that takes us into the next period. And it has to be people who are committed and willing to do the work. And much of the work cannot be done in an office.
And talking about that, I believe that I'm just remembering Maduro closing that Congress. And I believe that happened in parallel to what happened in Bolivia. And I associate Maduro's commitment with the proposals of the Congress with the racist issue that is embedded in the Bolivian struggle. Can you talk about it? Because I understand that you had the chance to meet some Bolivian Afro-descendants, right?
First of all, I'm suspicious of the timing.
Okay.
I don't think the timing is accidental.
Yes.
You can plan coups for years. They're not spontaneous, they're planned and executed. But there's a political moment when you decide now is the time, for whatever reason, to launch a coup.
Yes.
I think part of the timing had to do with the launch of the formal impeachment proceedings
in the U.S. against Trump.
And in order to take the impeachment out of the media, you kill somebody, you're going to kill.
Yes, but for one reason, one of the problems in that analysis is that the media has been somehow covering, especially the killings. They covered a lot of the protests before the coup, right?
The media is racist. The media is against, Igbo and indigenous people. So it's a struggle. But again, I think when you plan
to distract attention.
When you plan a concert, when you plan an event, the first thing you ask yourself is what other events and activities are going on that will distract or compete with you on the negative side. On the positive side, you say, what's the best day in history, the weather, the history, the movement of the people. So you look for a good day, you look for to avoid a not so good day. So I'm convinced that one of the reasons that time period was chosen was because of impeachment proceedings. I also believe it had to do with several conferences which were convened in that time period. You had the Conference of Native People that ended here in Caracas on the 31st.
That's true.
And I heard about it at the last minute, but it reminded me in the mid-1880s, the American Indian movement in the United States, working with the Libyan students movement in North America. They and I played some small role to help it went to Tripoli with it, but they brought over 400 progressive and revolutionary leadership from the Western Hemisphere together. And not too far away from the coup in Libya. So I kind of saw a parallel between that fight to put an indigenous, romantic front of indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere together with this effort to put a united front of native peoples. And the definition of native including Laplanders from Finland and the Sands people from Brazil, South Africa. So I think that event helped trigger the time frame for Bolivia. Then within a day or two, you had the anti-imperialist conference in Cuba.
The
Solidarity Conference, anti-imperialism, anti-neoliberalism. So they couldn't touch Cuba. But I think that event had something to do with it. And then you have the Afro-descendent Congress here. So I'm just off my head.
Everything is connected, but from the other side, the right-wingers are saying that it's because of the Sao Paulo Forum, from which all these convenings in Caracas has been happening, the cause of the bad things between quotations that are happening in Latin America at least. So they say that it's the Sao Paulo Forum and the leftists and the Cubans and Venezuelans trying to destabilize the region. That's their theory.
And I think there's also, we just can't look at Trump as bad as he is. We must also look at the Democratic Party and some of the other forces who are equally as bad.
Yes.
They had their timetable and their agenda to launch. This is not something at the last minute planned.
Yes.
They had planned this timetable.
That's true.
To launch them the so-called public formal aspect of the impeachment process. And it all will lead up to a crescendo. They have, both parties and the media, have a timetable over the next 6 months or so. Because by February, it's going to be extreme with the presidential primaries.
Yes.
I haven't followed it at all, so I don't know the specific timetable. But usually, you have the Super two slaves, which is the South, will go to the Democratic Party in the South, and the East will go to the primary.
So that's going to be February, right?
That's February. And you also have a lot of 50th anniversaries. December 4th in Chicago is the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Fred Hampton at the Panther Party.
But how do you see that connection between these Afro-descendant? I mean, I'm just trying to connect the Afro-descendant,
every
struggle with the racism in Bolivia and all the events that has been.
Racism is on the rise, and it didn't start rising with Trump. When Barack Obama became president, he first of all said he was not black. He was a mutt. That's the exact quote. He was a mutt, which is disrespectful for people of mixed race. He's not a pedigreed dog. He's a mutt. They told us consistently that it was now a post-racial society. The ability to elect a mixed race kid or man in the United States meant racism is over. It's a post-racial society. But during his 8 years of office,
a lot of bad things happened, yes.
Higher than it has been in 50
That's
years.
true, and that's when the whole Black Lives Matter movement happened. And the police killings.
It came a little bit, it coincides. The Black Lives Matter movement comes, I think, from a different set of issues.
But during Obama's time, right?
During the time period, there was a major housing and bank collapse in 2008. And from 2008 coming forward, literally half of the wealth of the African community was taken. Those people who work all their lives, buy a house, the only real assets they have for their old age is the value of their house. So when Clinton deregulated the banks did speculations with the money, and the housing market collapsed. And now, 11 years later, you see, it's madness.
Are worse.
First of all, they took all the houses and pushed people out of the houses. Then they deregulated rent. There was rent control, so the landlords only in California, people are living in tents.
Yes.
Miles of tents.
Yes. That's right.
That's how the crisis manifests itself in California. You can't really live in tents in Chicago because it's too damn cold.
But some people do.
Some people do.
Yeah.
But you'll see it mostly in California. And it's partly government finance. In Ferguson, where this wave of police brutality increased and Black Lives Matter mushroom, the crisis in Ferguson wasn't first of all about real estate. They took the houses. White people lost the houses. They moved further and further west in Missouri away from St. Louis.
That's right.
So now you have all these vacant houses. So what they do is they move the black poor from St. Louis, Chicago, into Ferguson. But while this movement's going on, the tax base devalues. You no longer collect property taxes. Middle class people do not shop in the shopping center. People on welfare do not pay taxes. So your sales tax base decreases. So now you don't have the money to maintain the budget for the city of Ferguson. And you're now, when you think you need police the most, you can't afford the police. So in order to balance the budget, you tell the police to write tickets.
Yes.
They write tickets because the dog poops on the sidewalk, the grass is 2 inches high. So literally, here's a community of people who are under siege because the policemen must write a quota of tickets in order to keep getting paid so they won't be unemployed. You could go to work in Ferguson 3 or 4 hours away in St. Louis, and because they're different jurisdictions, you can get 4 or 5 traffic tickets in the morning.
Yes.
Yes, and then you pay extra money because you can't pay the ticket. You're scared to go to jail, because they'll put you in jail. I mean, it just manufactures itself. So here, this economic crisis takes on racial proportions because now the community is black. There's this economic war against, and it takes on fascist, connections because the policeman must do a certain quota of tickets a day, and it explodes. It is the explosion of the community. Then you analyze the movement. The real Black Lives Matter movement is based in the community.
Do you think that is it still hope in that movement, in the Black Lives Matter movement, or how do you see it?
First of all, they call themselves the leaderless movement.
How?
Leaderless movement.
Yes, that's true. And that's not good. Politically talking.
It ain't good, and it's a lie.
Yes.
In order to get funding, you have to have a treasury.
Yes.
In order to get people out of jail, you have to have a lawyer.
Yes.
You have a website, you have a booking agency, but you're not a leader.
Yes.
You have a patent attorney. This madness with Occupy New York. They
it's like trendy, grassroots stuff that happen in the US from time to time, and that keeps people distracted, right?
And it's also dishonest. They have a leaderless organization, but they collected $2 million in donations in 1 year.
I didn't know that.
And they backed it in Tucson, Arizona with the Alliance for Global Justice.
No kidding.
No kidding. We kind of know because Moshi sits on the board.
Yes.
We're not, that's their business, but we just kind of know.
Yes.
Then you have a t-shirt. Someone creates a rival t-shirt.
Yes.
So now you have a patent war.
A competition.
Who controls the Occupy movement?
Merchandise.
So they now hire patent attorneys and trademark attorneys, but you don't have a leader.
I didn't know that. So you're talking about that.
Madness.
How do you see that? Because from time to time, I've been in Venezuela already for the last 2.5 years, but I try to keep in touch with U.S. politics, and from time to time I talk with my friends in Chicago. And most of the time they tell me, no, the movement is getting better. Is that true? Because I don't see it.
First of all, it's not a monolithic movement. It's layers and sections and factions and stuff. Okay? One part of it, Ford Foundation agreed to created 10 or 15 conduits to co-opt a section of the movement and promised them $500 million in the next 5 or 10 years. Some of the original leadership got contracts for grants with the internet agencies, Google, because part of it is driven by this internet piece. So Google and whatnot wants to maintain control over the black millennials who use Twitter, tweet, all that kind of stuff. It's a competition between the various internet companies. And you finance this, finance. Now that's not bad. They're just young people with degrees, very brilliant, very intelligent.
But you don't see they're going anywhere.
So you go very hard.
Yes, which is going anywhere. For my test at least.
No place I'm going.
Yes, it's like reproducing keeping the system alive, right?
Yeah, it's the various different social sectors of the movement. You know, the lesbian LGBT movement and its tension, you know, with straight movement. You have LGBT leadership women in coordinating or facilitating certain local chapters. But the men and the boys who have been killed, their mothers, the system pits the mother against the LGBT movement. Because as soon as the kid gets killed, the vultures roll in, police rolls in, the ambulance emergency services roll in, the preacher rolls in, the undertaker rolls in.
And you end up in that.
And when the lawyer comes in, the lawyer signs a contract with the mother that the movement can no longer use their kid's name, their kid's face as a symbol to build the movement. And then the competing left and nationalist forces come in.
Like a business.
It's a business.
Yes, and that's not good.
No,
I understand that you need money to, keep doing things, but...
And you put people at certain periods in the movement. It's a necessity to put people in the streets. Venezuela did it. Yesterday? They put 1 million plus people in the streets of Caracas in solidarity with Bolivia.
Yes, did you went to the demonstration? I decided to stay here.
No, I would have crawled.
That's right.
One, I wanted to see the people in the streets.
That's nice. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
That's nice.
Secondly, that's about our 56-year history of marching in the streets. One person marches, couldn't get nobody else to march with. 2 people, us and 1 policeman. Small.
That's the U.S.
But the March on Washington 1963, with Dr. King, I couldn't go to it. 1983, 20 years later, I was the coordinator for Third World Outreach for a more than 1 million person, 99.9% white demonstration for disarmament at the UN. And 12 years later, I was the district coordinator, national director for the 95, the Million Man March, and 1.2 million man march, 2.3 million stay-at-home campaign. So I can, not talking about the marches in Cuba, the marches in Green Square in Tripoli. So I've been to some gigs.
So you enjoyed this one?
I wanted to see this.
That's right. I decided not to go because I choose to stay here reporting and collecting information for Orinoco Tribune.
I saw the people, but I also saw the logistics.
Yes, and there's a lot of logistics.
I saw the size of the trucks that held the sound.
Yes.
I was really mostly watching the logistics.
Yes, and there is a lot of logistics around
tremendous.
Chavista organization.
Tremendous. How the police are stationed in the corners. I noticed that within minutes, the traffic disappeared.
Yes.
Because they went into the subways.
Yes.
I mean, there's I just walking.
It's nice that you pay attention to those things, of course. Sometimes you take those things for granted when you are here in Venezuela and you don't realize that those things are win around you, but it's
not if you help do logistics for the demonstration.
Of course, yes.
I listened to the songs.
Yes.
I couldn't really understand the speeches because
Of the
I
language, of course.
but I could notice the enthusiasm of the speakers. I could notice the reaction
Of the
crowd.
crowd. Yes.
You would assume that it would be positive because of the nature of how it was organized. But the degree of intensity,
And yesterday, that march was particularly important because, the right-wing factors in Venezuela aligned with their master in Washington to try to, at least that's the atmosphere they created here in Venezuela. They tried to make like a preparation for a new coup d'etat in Venezuela. And whenever someone asks me from the U.S. that was, that if that was going really to happen, I told them, no man, those guys, the right-wingers are disbanded. They don't have enough strength to do what they are saying that they are going to do, that they are going to replicate the Bolivian coup d'etat in Venezuela. I'm not saying that there's a lot of, I told my friends that, the anti-Chavistas are still there, but they are tired. They don't want to march anymore. They don't believe in their leadership. So that's why I didn't pay too much attention to their mobilization. They also marched, but their march was like lame. Was like...
They can't replicate exactly the coup in Bolivia and attempted coup. They tried.
Actually, today Maduro announced that they captured some military officers that were involved in something.
But I'm saying even more than that. This parliamentary coup, I call them parliamentary coups, where an opposition person declares himself the new president, and whatnot, with or without the military. They tried that.
Yes, they already tried that several times, I believe.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
Yes. We are vaccinated, I believe. But that might happen, and a lot of people were like in alert.
Of course it could happen.
Yes.
Anything could happen. And you must prepare to make sure it doesn't happen. And they have more than one scenario.
Yes.
After what, 440 years or 340 years of existence in the United States.
Yes.
Let's take it back to 1513. When Catholic conquistadors went from Cuba into St. Augustine, Florida. They have so many scenarios, and we have to be prepared for those scenarios. And one of the scenarios that they play on is they calculate which leadership and which people will fight, regardless of the amount of bloodshed. And they calculate which leadership and which people will say, okay, we'll retreat, we'll resign to staunch the bloodshed. Both are necessary strategies for the revolution at different stages.
Yes.
But if they know you will retreat and push you to the wall,
They are like waiting, hunting, they're watching you to see if you are weak enough for them to hunt you.
They did it to Aristide.
Yes.
I don't know if it's true, but I was told that the thugs were coming to Aristide's place where he was staying.
Talking about that, can you tell me your perspective of what's going to happen in Haiti? No one. You don't know?
There's no one who will emerge right now.
There's no leadership, right?
There's no leadership, the organization, but no organization is strong enough to fight the forces. The forces, the Haitians.
They announced that this week they were going to resume the protest.
But they have never stopped it. The Clinton Foundation stole billions of dollars that was raised to Haitian aid.
That's true.
Houses were not built. The Carter Foundation, other United Nations, houses.
And the few countries that helped, like Cuba and Venezuela, in the case of Venezuela, they took the money. And that's why they are trying to oust Moaz, right?
The Red Cross stole more money from Haiti in a couple of years than is made in its existence.
Yes.
And they know the situation. First of all, you cannot, many of the houses on Insecure were built, but they were squatters. They did not have title or possession to the land. Because the Haitian Revolution of 1804 was an unfinished revolution because it never redistributed the land.
Yes.
One of the excuses the U.S. used for not building houses is because the middle class absentee owners refused.
But I hear that this latest crisis in Haiti is having repercussions even in Dominican Republic. They are like in panic in Dominican Republic because of the immigration and people,
The racism in Dominican
That's true.
Republic
I know.
is highest that it has been in years.
Yes.
But that situation goes all the way back to when they were Santo Domingo and when the Spanish came in and the war between France and Spain. Why Haiti speaks French and Dominican Republic speaks Spanish.
Yes.
And how Toussaint Louverture went into Santo Domingo and freed slaves. So that's a long history.
Yes.
And that racism,
Complicated, yes.
that racism goes up. It's one of my nieces, in fact, the one that was down here.
The one that you mentioned.
Yeah, she spent some time in Santo Domingo. And because she had dreadlocks, long as she kept her mouth shut, she was Haitian. But as soon as she said something, they said, "Oh, you American."
Okay, that's fine.
Then you can have dreadlocks if you're American.
Okay.
But you can't have dreadlocks if you're from Haiti.
Yes, there's a lot of racism.
The racism, it's extreme.
Yeah.
It's extreme. And the racism takes many different forms.
That's true.
I have a problem with
And
that.
when you say that, I immediately remember the crisis in Bolivia again.
Thank you.
Every time I hear the issue of racism, these days at least, I think about all the racism that is behind.
It's confusion.
Yeah.
The anti-racist movement in the United States is confusion. First of all, they don't define the word race. Jewish people are not a race. They are a religious group.
Of course.
Jewish people come in every damn color on the universe. Sammy Davis Blue was black. The African Hebrew Israelites, 3,000 sleeping over in Dimona. 1,500 of them from Chicago. They're black. Yet, to play games, Israel will say, "We are people, if you don't like Israel, you act this way." That's a game.
Yes.
For hundreds of years, we were denied our humanity. We were not human beings. We could be enslaved in the womb, blah, blah, blah. I spent a month out in the Bay Area with one of my movement sons who just got his PhD from Berkeley, and we argued every 5 minutes because he has bought this, excuse my language, bullshit, that there is no such category as race and no such category as sex. That race is a social construction. Sex is a social construction. I know where it comes from. The race is a social construction comes from the SDS forces in Chicago that we battled with 50 years ago. The sex is a social construction comes from the LGBT movement. No problem. But don't insult me. Because if race does not exist, then I'm not black.
Yes.
Don't play me. Black is a biological, genetic, race is biological and genetic. Racism is a social construction. If race is a social construction, then who constructed me? Religion says God did, other people said nature did. How the hell does somebody at Berkeley, Todd Gittler and Tom Hayden? I grew up, they're older than me. I grew up with that confusion. It wasn't that. It's bullshit. They make money off of it and they spread confusion, and unfortunately many of our kids, black and white. My movement son, he got a PhD in critical whiteness studies.
Wow. Critical whiteness?
Critical whiteness. They need to be studied. When I met him 20 years ago, he was talking race suicide. And I'm saying, well, I'm confused. Individuals can commit suicide. Look at the marathon. You white, jump. You gonna commit race suicide, you be the first one. I'm gonna push you. We've been playing like that for 20 years. You talking about killing babies? White babies who done nothing? Anyway, I got him off of the race suicide piece.
Yes.
He is now a PhD in critical whiteness, specializing in white skin privilege in the student movement in the 60s and in the Irish Republican movement. That's okay. And now he is on the fast track to move up within that academic department. Yes. It's one of the fastest growing and one of the richest departments. And it's confusion.
Yes. I didn't know that PhD exists.
The anti-racist movement, you know that kid over there is a skinhead, a Nazi. You know granddaddy with Ku Klux Klan. You just look at him and say, that's Ku Klux Klan over there.
But trying to bring...
But the so-called anti-racist movement goes into the white community. First of all, they don't want to go in the white community. They want to stay over in ours, because it's easier to do that. But leave that aside. We've been arguing that, no, you joined the movement in 1960 and your responsibility was to organize white students on white college campus in the South. You go down and get it. Because you did not do your damn job, we have this problem now. Didn't these people anti-Klan, they will march up in these white communities and tell them young people who are suffering. They are suffering as much, if not more, than we are.
When you go to Venezuela, do you see the same pattern happening here? Or in other countries? I'm just curious about if that happened everywhere.
Yes, you can see effects of racism. You can see individual racist acts and whatnot. You see it from individuals, from people.
Of course.
You look at them and say they're pure Spanish. They ain't mixed with nobody since Christopher Columbus. You can see it. But on the other hand, you see anti-racist policies of the government.
Of course.
That they are trying to eliminate the effects. First of all, it's illegal to be racist. But how are you going to wipe out, 10 years, 15 years? How are you going to wipe out 500 years in 15 years?
You need generations for that.
Anti-racist, anti-discrimination laws were passed in Cuba before they were passed in the United States. Affirmative action didn't come until the late 60s in the United States. The laws were passed before that in Cuba.
I didn't know that.
We ain't done the work. And it seems to me it's the responsibility of the anti-racist movement to do that research and to teach.
And that brings me to the last question about how do you feel Venezuela? I mean, what is your impression? Talking about those things,
Two things. I see the progress.
This is not your first time here, right?
Second or third time. Okay. But we were invited here in 1967. Okay, I mean, when Kwame Ture went to the Tri-Continental Conference in Havana in August of '67, there was a delegation from Venezuela there. I think it was Hugo Blanco and the forces that he represented, which if my memory or my understanding is correct, he didn't unite with the Chavista forces.
So what is the name again?
It was a man named Hugo Blanco. Maybe I'm mixing him up with Peru.
Okay.
But it was the guerrillas. It was the guerrillas at that point in time in Venezuela who were aligned with Cuba.
Okay.
And they invited Kwame to come here.
So you came in '60?
Not me.
That's
So,
not that time.
No, I was baby. No,
Okay.
I said one of our corporate.
Okay.
But the U.S. government, in alliance with these forces, told no airplane, no boat with the U.S. flag could put Kwame Ture on and come into the Caribbean. He was banned from every country in the Caribbean, and except Cuba and Guyana. He was even banned from his own home, Trinidad.
And how he did it? And how he moved around?
He just moved. He come into the islands, the police arrested him at the airport, he stand up and give a 2-hour anti-police lecture. We were up in Canada, They say they didn't throw him out because they had thrown him out before and we raised the fight and they lifted the ban on him. So they changed me and stripped me buck naked and marched me to the airport in Canada and threw me back across the border. I went around to another port and went right back in. It's called dancing in the fire. You can't imagine the amount of times he was arrested, detained, deported. My number, he went to jail more than I did, but I went longer.
But going back to you say that in '67 came this group of people to Venezuela, right? And then you came when?
Cuba.
It was Cuba. Okay.
Hosted a meeting called the Tri-Continental Congress, which was all of the guerrillas in the Western Hemisphere, with the exception of Che Guevara, who had just went under and into Bolivia. This Tri-Continental Congress, Bandung, was 1959 in Indonesia, a meeting. Coming out of that conference, they organized the Afro-Asian People Solidarity Organization. It was headquartered in Cairo. So that's 58. Kwame Nkrumah organized an All-African People's Conference. Then Cairo was 57. Accra was 58. This meant that the revolutionary forces in Asia had some minimum level of coordination through APSO. Africa had some minimum level, the guerrilla groups at that point in time had some minimum level of continent-wide coordination through the AAPC. Che Guevara met with Many Ben Barker up in Morocco and other forces, and they called for the coordination of the guerrilla forces in Latin America. You understand? So that became, they convened a meeting called the Tri-Continental Conference, I guess January of '66, which brought these forces. And the so-called guerrilla groups that Castro and Cuba supported in Venezuela came. And labor unions and all kinds of forces. In July, August of '86, they convened another conference called the Organization of Latin American Solidarity.
Here in Venezuela?
Cuba.
Cuba again. Okay.
So now you had three continental coordination. You had AFSO, which was Asia and North Africa. You had AACPC, out of which our party comes, which was headquartered in Accra and then later in Guinea. And you had OLAS sitting in Havana. You follow me? The Afro-descendent forces, the indigenous forces, were not invited to OLAS in '67. They were invisible.
They didn't come see that.
They didn't exist. They were not human. Even some of the leftist forces.
So when that changed?
After 67, 68. When the consciousness of people began to rise, in the different areas of life. So you're talking about 50 years of consciousness raising and 2 or 3 generations.
But you say that you see an improvement.
Of course.
Here in Venezuela. I mean, no or not. Well, I mean, you don't have tools.
I don't like the word see, because I've only been here a couple of times, and both of them times have been after Chavez came down. So I don't personally know.
Of course.
But I know what I see.
Of course.
When I go to a demonstration and I see 3 generations of people standing together, with fists in the air, singing Venezuela and Chavista. I understand what that means. Politically. I understand what it means when I see football games and people get up. I don't watch football, but I
Did you went out to a soccer match?
No, that's it. But I'm saying, I watch.
Of course.
I don't watch the people on the field. I watch the people in the stadium.
Of course. You feel that.
Yeah, how they react. Yeah, mass energy in my mind.
Yes.
So I'm saying, let me conclude it this way. I'll say it in two statements. There are moments in history that are hard to discern yet fading with less goodbye. We can see that with Bolivia. They hit. They saw an opportunity, they hit.
Yes.
That the crisis with people in the streets, people living on the streets in California, that this theater with Trump. These are bad moments where people are suffering. Rise of racism to this crescendo again. It ain't new to me. It ain't new to me. I've lived long enough to see this before. I've seen it rise and I've seen us crush it. I have survived every damn president of the United States since Kennedy. I was born before him. But at least I was 12 years old.
You remember?
I remember it. We took LBJ down. It wasn't just Watergate that pushed Nixon out. That ignores the mass struggles. It was Nixon and LBJ who killed us. LBJ got as many as he could, from 64 through 68. But Fred Hampton was killed during the Nixon administration. It was the Nixon Congress who was spying on us with John Mitchell. I mean, I know him. I even volunteered at a party, a fundraising party from my alma mater. They had a fundraising party during Nixon's second inauguration. And all the black Republicans was in the room, and I was up in there, and I was wanted as a pamphlet by the Nixon administration. And I'm up in there with a towel on my arm, serving drinks to John Mitchell. And somebody said, Attorney General, that's Bob Brown. He turned red as a beet and said, I'm there to hand him his drink. and one of the old men felt on his wife in the elevator, Martha. And I just said, I gotta get out of there. I just ran down 50 places there. I've seen this before.
Listen. Just to wrap it up, do you have plans to come back to Venezuela? I mean, what are the plans after this Congress? I mean, is something concrete that is going to happen?
I don't know that we can talk about that here.
Okay. The things that you can talk about, of course.
The conference ended on the 12th.
Okay.
And I think I've been working 16 hours a day. I've been out since 6 o'clock in the morning. Because it was over and came. Sleep more than 4 or 5 hours at a time.
Yes.
But I kind of think that I've been trying to help different projects, different programs. And even if I drop dead now and don't make it back, if one of these projects work, it will not only help Venezuela,
but
it will help the movement in other corners of the world, and most importantly, it will help people. The ability to link African descendant people in Venezuela with Africans in the United States, Africans in every corner of the world. And that's just not a question of linking people in terms of rhetoric and dancing and singing. It's looking at every sector of the society of the world and see how you can improve.
That's right.
There's structural racism in Venezuela. There's structural racism in the United States. It's got nothing to do with the top leadership. It's just, this is the way the economy is functioning. You know, the impact of cocoa slavery today, you can see it. The impact of cotton slavery, you can see it. These are structural, institutionalized problems. Generationally, we have to root them out.
It's not easy, but I believe that if people get together and organize and work together, something might come out of, especially out of these meetings, out of these congresses.
Out of the meetings, out of the Congress, and out of the side meetings. You pull somebody to the side and say, hey, can we do this?
Of course. And then
so it's the formal meeting and what comes out of that process, but it's also the sidebars, the side meetings.
What's nice talking to you, Bob.
It
was nice to see you again. Yes, you were telling me before that it's true. I mean, we never thought to see each other again, and here we are. That's how life